So with the VR community all abuzz about boxing and this new supernatural boxing program, I felt like it was time to bring back an old favorite. In this video, we're going to be taking the two most talked about boxing games and putting them in the ring to see who comes out the champion. This is Supernatural Boxing versus the Thrill of the Fight. So don't get me wrong, I like both of these games a lot, and neither of these are actually considered games. You have Supernatural Boxing, which is a fitness program meant to be implemented with their flow, their meditation, and their extended stretching. Then you have Thrill of the Fight, which is actually a boxing simulator. It's not really meant to be a fitness program, it's meant to give you, well, a thrill of being in a fight. And without a doubt, these are the two best boxing programs out there. Sorry, boxing coach. So I am going to be dividing these up into categories. So let's jump right into it. The fun factor. You play virtual reality, you work out in virtual reality because it's more fun than going to a gym. It's less cumbersome. You don't have so much stuff to do. Now the fun factor, it really depends on your perspective and what your goal is in boxing. Some people want to feel like they're in a fitness class. They want to feel like they're in Rumble boxing. I don't know why. And then others want to feel like they're actually fighting a dude. Like they want to prove their worth in the ring. Now Supernatural Boxing has all the fun of EDM music and motivating coaches that are cheering you along the way. Whereas Thrill of the Fight has all the fun of, well, being inside a disgusting boxing gym and getting your face beat in. So depending on what you're looking for, they really are so different when it comes to fun. They're fun for their own reasons. So I can't pick a winner here. This one's gonna be a tie. Our next category is pacing. Now in Thrill of the Fight, you can kind of set your own pace because you can dance around the ring and you can kind of keep your opponent at bay by movement and planning your shots a little bit more surgically. Whereas Supernatural, the punches are all planned out for you. You just kind of have to show up and do the thing. The problem is if the thing gets out of hand and you can't keep up, you slowly start losing steam and losing motivation to do the thing. So when it comes to pacing, I'm gonna call this one for the Thrill of the Fight. You can pace yourself, you can take longer breaks as needed, and you can tailor your workout to suit your physical needs as opposed to what somebody else wants you to do. Next up, motivation. So there are two types of motivation, especially when we're talking about fitness. There's intrinsic motivation, where you are motivating yourself to go and do something. You're cheering yourself on. You're doing the thing for reasons that are important to you. You want to look better, you want to get in better shape, whatever. Then there's extrinsic motivation. You're out there to try and please somebody else. Someone is cheering for you. You're playing basketball, the crowd is roaring. You want to shoot that basket because you don't want to let them down. So in Supernatural, you're mostly motivated by extrinsic factors if you're, bought into the program. But you also have an intrinsic motivation from a personal score. You're trying to beat your personal best. The metrics are a little not my favorite, but you still are trying to beat this metric. In Thrill of the Fight, you're motivated to improve your boxing skill and get better at a specific fighter. I can beat this fighter a lot quicker than I had before, which is a far superior metric than having a random number appear on the screen. You also have extrinsic motivation from the fans cheering you on and your desire to please them by winning the championship. The motivation here is a tie. They're motivating for their own reasons. It really depends on how you yourself get motivated. Our next category is variety. With your monthly subscription to Supernatural, they will be releasing 3 new boxing workouts per week. Now, I have found myself really only enjoying the hard and the hard pros only workouts. I feel like the mediums and the lows are a little too basic for me, but that's just me. I have some boxing experience already. However, in the coming weeks, I will likely be in the minority for people that they're building workouts for. As I know, Supernatural will be focusing more on their target market, which is, well, not me. So expect to see a lot more lows and mediums coming out than you're gonna see hard and pros only. Now with Thrill of the Fight, you kind of can play everything in a day. Like in an hour even if you're really motivated. So the variety is like, it's not really there. You have some additional features like the punching bag stuff and the scary guys, but in reality the game is self-contained and there's not going to be any updates. They're probably close to releasing a Thrill of the Fight Part 2. As of this video, it doesn't exist. So variety has to go to Supernatural. They will constantly be giving you more and more and more. Okay. We're here at graphics, which was a really tough one for me to rate. Because at first, you would really think it was supernatural. I mean, look at these backgrounds, they're beautiful, right? But upon closer inspection, they're really just well-placed pictures that are 360 degrees. There's not much work involved beyond taking a pretty picture and making it look good. Yeah, there's a few animations here and there, but in reality, it's a 360 picture. With Thrill of the Fight, you're interacting one-to-one with somebody else, be it the Reverend or the Spider or the Bull or King Hippo. I can't remember who's in this game. You can interact with the entirety of this program. Like, you can wander around and look inside your coach's ear or wave at the people in the crowd. That's a lot harder to pull off than taking a 360 picture. Thrill of the Fight is a much more immersive environment because you can walk around. Sure, the graphics are kind of that PS2 era that we're used to on the Oculus Quest 2. But despite their very different art styles, they're both really impressive in their own manner, so I'm gonna call it a tie. Music. Now, I always throw this one into every single comparison I do. So Supernatural has like all the music, and Thrill of the Fight has, well, no music. So it's an obvious choice. This goes to Supernatural, because music can be a motivating factor for a lot of people to work out. Sure, you could throw on a radio in the background. Radio? What year is it? So here's a good one. Technique. With Supernatural, you have a tutorial and a constant reinforcement of technique through the coaches who are with you doing the workout. Workouts are choreographed and set up in a thoughtful process. The combos make sense for cardio boxing, and they do the job well. Thrill of the Fight, however, kind of leaves you to your own terrible devices. Humans are naturally terrible fighters. I mean, look at any World Star video and you can see that these two guys right here, they don't know how to fight. So if you're not an experienced boxer or being really cautious about how you're throwing your punches, as you fatigue, your form is really going to start to degrade, and you're more likely to hurt yourself playing Thrill of the Fight than you are Supernatural. You will get better at boxing by playing Supernatural. If you're not taking lessons or at least training yourself with boxing technique via YouTube, I recommend this guy, by the way, then more likely than not, your boxing is just going to get worse and worse and worse. So if that's something that's important to you, Supernatural can fix a lot of your boxing form if you're paying attention and doing what they're telling you to do. So technique surprisingly goes to Supernatural here. The VR experience. Now this is tough to quantify. I know. Thrill of the Fight puts you in a ring facing a dude, mano-y-mano, face-to-face, against some of boxing's biggest stereotypes. Kind of like Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Yeah, the graphics are meh, but you really do get lost in the fight. It's pretty thrilling. And it does get the immersion down. Supernatural, on the other hand, well, you can also lose yourself in this kind of cardio boxing class. They throw you in these environments with a very polished and bougie, Instagrammable kind of feel to them. You really do lose yourself in the moment. So both of these games you can get lost in. And in my opinion, it's a tie. Challenge. Ooh, here's a tough one. In Thrill of the Fight, you're there to win. In Supernatural, you're kind of just there to get a participation trophy. Now, I know, you're probably gonna get mad at me for saying that, but let's look at the score. It definitely is a participation trophy. If you do terribly on it, you'll get a bronze medal. Go to the Olympics and try to win a bronze medal. You won't do it. So in Thrill of the Fight, you gotta work for that belt. In Supernatural, yeah, you still gotta work, but you're gonna get a gold star on your forehead at the end of the day, no matter what. Good for you. Thanks for coming out. Because in Thrill of the Fight, if you're not punching and blocking good enough, you're gonna get, for lack of a better term, knocked out. And your workout ends. Sorry, you lose. In Supernatural, you can stand there all day and not punch anything, and you're still gonna get some kind of pat on the back. So while there are personal challenges built into Supernatural, Thrill of the Fight is a much more challenging game. We're rounding the corner on the end here, and I'm about to get into one that's gonna get me a lot of hate in the comment. But here goes anyway. Value and price. Thrill of the Fight comes in at a whopping $10, and you get the whole game. You're not gonna get any updates though. That's the problem. It's an old game. You gotta remember, this game's a few years old. You're not gonna get anything else. And you are gonna get the game in its entirety. But it definitely represents this price tag and nothing more, but also nothing less. Supernatural, on the other hand, is, well, it's a little bit more expensive. Just a bit, like this much. However, it comes with a host of other workouts. You're not getting a full game. I mean, you're not getting a game at all. You're getting a fitness program that is constantly giving you more and more and more. You're getting awesome choreographed workouts by very talented people. You're getting great motivation by awesome trainers. And the company itself has a ton of money. Well, your money. that they can dump into this program. So you're gonna keep getting more and more and more. You never know what's next with Supernatural because, I mean, now Zuckerberg owns it, so it could be anything. So again, I'm gonna get hate for this, but in my opinion, the value here is a tie. Scroll down so you can leave me a really hateful comment. I'll just block you. That's what we call creator perks. Just don't forget to leave the caps on when you do it. Mention my weight while you're at it. Workout results. Now, here we go. This is the mother of all reasons to do anything ever. What kind of results are you gonna get from the program? Comparing the data from Thrill of the Fight to Supernatural. I'm trying to get as close as possible, putting in as much effort as I can. It goes to Thrill of the Fight. The numbers just don't lie. You can keep yourself at a higher sustained heart rate with a more reasonable break in between rounds. I mean, Supernatural's no slouch either. It just has a lot less autonomy in what you can and can't do for your workout. If you have to throw a jab cross hook, you're gonna throw one. But in Thrill of the Fight, you can do this all day. Ow. And still play the game. I don't recommend it. Whereas Supernatural has your route planned out for you. So if you're keeping score with me, we have 3 for Supernatural, 3 for Thrill of the Fight, and the rest are all ties. I'm telling you guys, I tried to find categories that could fit all of these, but they are really, really close when it comes to workout. Obviously, you're gonna prefer one over the other, and that's fine. Whatever gets you up and moving, I love. Remember, it's not about weight loss. It's not about losing fat. It's about feeling better, being healthier, and anyone who's trying to pressure you into losing weight, they're not doing their job right. That's not a real trainer. The focus should always be on health. And if one gets you moving and is more fun for you than the other, do it. I always say this in all my videos. Do the one you love. Whatever brings you joy and movement, do that one. You're gonna think I'm a cop-out for doing a tie, aren't you? I tried! But analytically, they're a tie. But here's where that's nuts. A small development team, like... Hey Siri, who made the game Thrill of the Fight?
Okay, I found this on the web for who made the game Thrill of the Fight in virtual reality. Check it out.
Sea Lost is a tiny development team out of Nashville, Tennessee. Supernatural, or Within, is a huge juggernaut in the fitness world. Well, that should give everybody hope that it doesn't matter if you're a tiny developer. David can always beat Goliath, or sometimes tie with Goliath. There's always a chance for the underdog. If you've never played Thrill of the Fight, I recommend you take a look at my Thrill of the Fight full review. I put a lot of work into that video. Check it out. Click the link. My name is Ari from FitProVR, and don't forget to get your workout in today.